Well, hello there. It is April 21st at 11:50 p.m. 11:50 a.m. 59 degrees, and another gorgeous day. A Tuesday morning, and let me explain to you why I'm going in a little bit late this morning. I may have mentioned in a video not too long ago that I had something going on with a bump in my throat and another lump on the inside of my throat. And I had an appointment to see an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and I went to that appointment today. I had breakfast with my sweetie in Mount Vernon, went to Dr. Harris, and I knew that I was hopeful that it wasn't, but I knew there was a possibility it was cancer. Just the fact that this was swollen and that I had something else on the other side at the same time gave me my natural concerns. And unfortunately, that's what I have. He looked at it, and he didn't really have any doubt very early on that what he's looking at is a cancer. And he's seen enough of them. He's 57, 58 years old, maybe 60. And that's why I picked him. I knew he was familiar with the cancer side of things. He was an expert in his field. He was very well reviewed. He's very nice to me. He understood the gravity of the situation, and time is the enemy, and he's trying to move things along as quickly as possible, but it's not instant. The first thing is going to be a biopsy, and right away, today's the 21st, the biopsy's not for 2 full weeks. That means that thing's eaten away for 2 weeks, right? And then after the biopsy, we're trying to schedule simultaneously a CT scan, a CAT scan. And it's like you can't get a CAT scan for a minimum of 2 weeks, it doesn't look like. And I have to be the one proactive. The patient has to be the one proactive trying to get this CAT scan. It's not automated. It's by referral from the doctor, and I need to call them if I don't hear from them and things like that. So I'm immediately finding some frustrations with a system that I haven't even just scratched the surface on. I feel great. Everything's normal right now, other than the obvious. I have always heard once cancer enters the lymphatic system, you've got a fucking problem. And that's scary for me to know that it's a lymph node. He confirmed it is a lymph node, and I've never heard a situation where getting into the lymphatic system doesn't mean it spreads throughout your body and you're fucked. So what do I do from here on out? I'm gonna do my healthiest best. I'm gonna have to increase my fitness level. I'm gonna have to. Is exercise, is more blood flow problematic? Does it make things go quicker than they would otherwise? I don't know. Eating sugar, I suspect that's bad. Sugar probably has to just go away completely. Protein, no sugar. I've got to starve this thing out. Do I use ivermectin, the so-called wonder drug? I've got a next-door neighbor who claims ivermectin made his cancer go away. I got to think about that. It's kind of interesting because Tracy, my girlfriend, is completely on the side of that's a conspiracy theorist choice that has nothing to do with real medicine, and yet there's plenty of people out there that believe it's responsible for their own survival. I don't know. So now we talk about my dreams. We talk about my project. We talk about now running out of time. There's now an hourglass in all probability. I could tell by the look on the doctor's face it was great. That's a grave situation. That he wasn't. He looked concerned. But we all, that cracked tooth must have been the beginning. I had a cracked tooth. I let it go for a year and a half, maybe more. At one point, the dentist described it as a leaker, which means it was ongoing leaking infection out of the tooth area. The infection was there. It was just an abscess that was minor. The roots were gone, so the pain wasn't obvious, and it leaked in kind of a natural, transparent way, and it went down that right side of my mouth, and I would swallow it, and I would not even know it was happening. And it makes sense to me. That would be the beginning of the problem. It's all in line, same area. I got the tooth pulled. They said that the tooth is healing up very well. So throat cancer, at some point, it takes my voice away, right? I can't sing, I can't talk, I can't do podcasts, videos. So anyway, that's the big news. Let's move on, talk a little bit about what's going on in my life. Besides that, we've got a dog that's been attacked and, near-death experience. We cannot integrate that dog with one of the other dogs for sure, if not all of the other dogs. The plan is to find her a new home. The plan simultaneously is to find the one with the 3 legs that's been the aggressor a new home. And maybe whichever one finds a new home first, we'll let the others integrate. It's a little bit scary because they were all chewing on trying to kill this one dog, all except for one. Nikki wasn't involved. Which do we find a home for, or both? I find myself thinking about the rest of my life. I find myself thinking about Florida, my desire to go down there and go fishing and live my life, and enjoy my life while I still have time in my life. Enjoy each day, learn how to play the piano, guitar, hope I can sing. It's a lot of things that become real important really fast. So the dog situation is heavy on my heart. Tracy goes out of town for 2 weeks at a time. That never ends. I'm in a bit of a fog. The project, the server. Do I die while the hourglass of getting the project done, getting the server done, ticks away? As I'm working on the software, the tool that builds the tool, the software that builds the software that's going to take us to the top, I'm now faced with I need to get the hardware built, and I really need to get the physical hardware built. The back plane on that server needs to be completed. The back plane is an important thing. And that's the thing that the hard drives plug into. It fits in the case. It's really the biggest stopgap for us right now is that back plane. So if I start thinking in terms of things that have to be done in the shortest possible order to ensure that the server successfully launches and that we can hire employees that are knowledgeable and can take this thing forward. The backplane becomes number one, followed by the case construction as being number two. I already know the motherboard. I've already decided I'm no longer going with SSD drives, I'm going with platter drives. Pretty much everything that needed to be figured out and sorted out with that server has been figured out and sorted out. Backups are working well. Cloud backups are understood. Get a backplane. Get a server case built. Wow. Chemotherapy and radiation versus ivermectin. I got a front row seat for this. And I've got the world's knowledge at my fingertips. Well, it'll be what it'll be. Thanks for watching. And I got to decide what I'm going to do with this new information. Bye-bye.